Earlier this week, at our regularly scheduled Board of Education meeting, I shared an update on our current efforts to provide an on campus learning environment in the midst of navigating the impact of COVID 19 on our community of schools. To illustrate just how much we have experienced as a school community these first 9 weeks of the school year, I shared the data from both the community spread of COVID and the presence of COVID in our schools. It is clear that we are on the back end of the most intense surge we have experienced to date. But finally, the COVID conditions are trending in a safer and more hopeful direction. Here is a brief segment of that report provided to the Board of Education on Monday, October 11th. I say all of this to say it's probably been overdue to have a bit of a conversation about the impact of COVID in our community. But I also think it's a point in time while navigating the first 9 weeks of this school year was nothing like any one of us ever dreamt would be necessary. We were decisive, we acted quickly, and what I can really look back and commit to saying is that our plan is working. We had limited disruption and we never closed the district by using a targeted and precise approach to responding to the COVID impact. And our school system, it never closed across the board, went remote completely, or modified its academic schedule completely across the board for all 52 schools for the first time in a surge. We are becoming more precise and no longer need to rely on blanketed strategies now that we know how to manage some of those conditions. Was it easy? Was every day joy-filled? Of course not. I would be lying if I did not acknowledge the strain and the gravity in which our leaders and our employees manage the season. But I also know that it is the role of the school to be accessible to the youth of our public, and we've maintained that conviction throughout. So I see this trend as encouraging. I see this trend as something that gives us hope. And I also see that if this trend can hold, I will be looking and I will be prepared to move us to level 3 as soon as possible. I've been committed to being responsive to the data that captures the prevalence of COVID in our community, which is why, after further study this week and continued collaboration, I am announcing that we will move to the level 3 mitigation phase on our continuum of mitigation strategies, effective Monday, October 18th, 2021. This is great news, as it means that field trips for students can resume and the capacity limits for outdoor events can be suspended. It also does mean that in Henry County schools, masks will be strongly encouraged, but no longer required. And if you would like to view the full data report, please visit the link that is displayed below. You know, we all look forward to the day when COVID is completely behind us. In the meantime, we have a plan that is working to keep schools open and to keep students and employees safe. And just as decisive as we were in August when our community health conditions changed so abruptly, we will stand ready to do that in future instances if that becomes necessary. And we have to use our plan and take the cautious steps to lower levels of mitigation intensity. And now is the right time to do that. As a community, we could not get to this point without every person's collective efforts to keep moving in a healthier and more promising direction. Thank you for everything you do to keep Henry healthy.